Hello friends, let us now learn some important bits in SPM. Matching is done for removal of noun confounding. Then next question is, in a study began in 1965, a group of 3,000 adults in Baltimore were asked about alcohol consumption. The occurrence of cancer was studied in the group between 1981 to 1995. This is an example of it is C. The study first began in 1965, where we select the individuals, and in 1981, that is in the forward, in 1981 we have tested them for the occurrence of cancer. So this is a forward looking study, or a concurrent cohort study, or a prospective cohort study. Next, the physical examination records of entire incoming freshman class in 1935 at University of Minnesota was examined in 1977 to see their recorded height and weight at the time of admission to the university, and these were related to their chance of developing coronary heart disease. This is an example of C. We are selecting the people who are freshmen in 1935. Actually, the study is conducted in 1977, and we go to the records and we collect the height and weight recorded at the time of admission. So we are going retrospectively back to collect the required data. So this is backward looking study, or retrospective cohort study. Retrospective cohort studies are characterized by all of the following except: in retrospective cohort study, the study groups are exposed and non-exposed. True. Incidence rates are compared. Yes, in retrospective cohort study, incidence rates can be compared. The required sample size is smaller than that needed for concurrent cohort study. It is false. Actually, in retrospective cohort study, we need higher sample size when compared to concurrent cohort study. The required sample size is similar to that of concurrent cohort study. Yes, it can be similar or higher, but it should not be lesser than concurrent cohort study. At an initial examination in Oxford, migraine headache was found in 5 of 1,000 men aged 30 to 35 years and in 10 of 1,000 women aged 30 to 35 years. The inference that women have 2 times greater risk of developing migraine headaches than men in this age group is actually, we are comparing 1,000 men and 1,000 women. That's true. But whether it is incidence or prevalence, it is not given clearly. So this type of the comparison is incorrect, because we should distinguish the incidence and prevalence, and then we should compare them. So D is the correct answer. Next. A one-day census of inpatient mental hospital could give. The one-day census will give good information about the patients in that hospital at that time. Will it give reliable estimates of seasonal factors in admissions? No, it does not give reliable estimates of seasonal factors in admission. Then we cannot draw any conclusions with one-day census of inpatients. Then next question. In a UK study, it was found that there were more deaths from asthma than the sale of anti-asthma drugs. This is an example of there are more deaths from asthma than anti-asthma drugs. This is ecological study. Incidence is determined by prospective study. Prospective study gives us incidence. Case control study gives us odds ratio, whereas cross-sectional study gives us prevalence. All of the following are advantages of case control studies except case control studies are useful in rare diseases. True. Relative risk is calculated in case control study. False. Actually, relative risk is calculated from prospective study or cohort study, not from case control study. Odds ratio can be calculated from case control study. True. Cost effective and inexpensive. True. Which of the following is not a true difference between case controlled and cohort study? See, case controlled study requires more time than cohort study. See, this is false because cohort study, being a prospective study, requires more time than case control study. Cohorts are chosen based on exposure in cohort study. True. Cohort study is generally prospective in direction. True. Case control study must be used for rare diseases. It can be used for rare diseases. So, thank you guys for watching my lecture. Thank you.